Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. LRT will offer free rides to the public on Independence Day. In a social media post, the LRTA announced that tomorrow the public can enjoy free LRT2 rides from 7 in the morning till 9 in the morning and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has met with UN Resident Coordinator to the Philippines, Gustavo Gonzales. But it's still unsure whether the President-elect will join the upcoming UN General Assembly in September. Marlene Alcaide with the report.
During UN Resident Coordinator to the Philippines Gustavo Gonzalez's visit to President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr., he said they talked about preparations for the UN General Assembly this September. It is still unsure whether the event will be held online or face-to-face, but previous events were held in the UN headquarters in US.
This UN General Assembly meeting will be the first time that the President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Will be in front of an important numbers of head of state. So this is a great and I think historic opportunity for the President and for the Philippines to share the new vision, the new challenges, but at the same time the new opportunities.
According to U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman, heads of state have diplomatic immunity whatever the circumstances. So the president-elect, who is facing a $353 million contempt case in U.S., can still join the General Assembly. In a text message to the media, incoming Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez said, the president-elect has said that it is important for the Philippines to have representation in the General Assembly. But so far, it is still unclear whether Marcos will attend. Gonzales and Marcos also talked about peace and human rights. Gonzales said there should always be a high level of accountability when it comes to human rights. But when asked if the topic of human rights concerns under the Duterte administration was breached,
no, what we discussed is, as you know, in October 2020, there was a Human Rights Council resolution 4533 that calls for technical cooperation. It means the UN and the government needs to work together in addressing some concerns on the human rights. And he is very much interested, for example, in ensuring a consultation for the nomination of the new Commissioner of Human Rights. This was a topic that he immediately raised, and he mentioned also the importance of ensuring high level of accountability in terms of the human rights. And we also referred to the October session of the Human Rights Council, where the new administration will be ready for a successful session.
For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
Incoming Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III says their main concern will be support service for the farmers. Speaking to 1PH, Estrella said they're still looking into various modes of support that can be given to farmers and that they will see if some amortizations can be condoned.
Pag-uusap-usapan namin ngayon, alam ba ninyo na yung amortization table hindi updated? Kaya magulo na, hindi natin alam kung magkano pang kailangan singilin sa kanila, kung magkano pang babayaran nila. Kaya sa akin palagay, mas mabuti pa, pero kikwentahin pa rin natin. We will do serious pencil pushing. Baka mas murang i-condone na lang natin kaysa balikan pa natin yung amortization table. Kaya yan, mga yan, pag-aaralan natin at siyempre, yung klase ng support services na kailangan natin ibigay sa ating mga agrarian reform beneficiaries. Yan ang mga magsasaka.
Estrella also said that his DAR will be open to the media and that he plans to have a press room where the media can come anytime.
It has been my policy to bring government closer to the people. Maglalagay ako ng press room doon. Lahat ng mga membro ng yung mga nasa media, anytime pwede kayong pumunta ron.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Foreign Affairs Department has filed another protest against China over the Ayungin Shoal. According to the DFA, China has been fishing illegally and have even installed buoys in fish nets that blocks the shoal's entrance. The agency adds that the Chinese Coast Guards have also been shadowing Philippine vessels in the area. Because of this, the DFA lodged another protest and reminded China that they have no rights over Ayungin Shoal, which is part of our exclusive economic zone. They also urged China to comply with its obligations under UNCLOS and the arbitral award. Now, in other news, Justin Bieber reveals that he has been suffering from partial paralysis. The singer posted a video on social media detailing his sickness that caused him to cancel some of his tour dates. Bieber said he is currently suffering from Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, which paralyzes the facial nerves after a shingles outbreak. He urged his fans to remain patient as he tries to recover from the illness.
As you can probably see from my face, I have this syndrome called Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, and it is from this virus that attacks the nerve in my ear and my facial nerves and has caused my face to have paralysis. So for those who are frustrated by my cancellations of the next shows, I'm just physically, obviously not capable of doing them.
A theater in the Ukraine capital of Kyiv sold out its first 3 shows after it reopened for the first time since Russia's invasion. Let's watch this.
Вирішили спробувати і таки зіграти вистави на невелику кількість акторів, 2-3 актори. І от у нас зараз сьогодні вже 3-я вистава. І як показує досвід, ми думали, що взагалі як це буде відбуватися, чи буде ходити глядач в таку хвилину, війна, чи взагалі думають про театр, чи комусь це цікаво. І таки так, це дуже порадувало, тому що на ці 3 перші вистави був повний sold-out.
Війна в країні, я зараз щось буду виходити і показувати. З іншого боку, якщо люди приходять, напевно, вже 3-й місяць, напевно, нам треба якось, вчитися жити під час війни, і жити і театром, і кіно, і кафе, і всім, не забувати про те, що йде війна, але, продовжувати жити.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Activists and rights advocates are demanding the release of the farmers, students, and farmers' rights advocates in Tinang, Concepcion, Tarlac. 18 immigration officials have been axed due to their involvement in the so-called Pastilla scheme. Outgoing Surigao del Sur Representative Prospero Pichay has been sentenced to up to 30 years imprisonment over graft charges. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 1:30 in the afternoon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.